Welcome, I'll be reacting to Black Sails, Season 3, Episode 8. This is an auto-market substitute. Support the original on Starz. Or should I say, Starz. Miranda's old house.
I can understand a woman's desire for domesticity, but a man's, that I can't understand.
I can't understand how you cannot understand. You have no instinct towards earning for yourself a life more comfortable?
I don't.
Must be nice.
There are at least half a dozen routes that Rogers could choose to send Jack and the cash to meet the transport ship on the south coast. We can't afford to guess wrong.
We missed that caravan. You lose what? Money.
She's the one with real stake here.
It's for you.
Oh, making new friends.
You mustn't settle for whatever refuse finds its way into the cell. There's a whole world out there.
This is adorable. Today the crumbs, tomorrow the loaf. Those are beautiful horses. Jack probably smells terrible after being in a cell that long. Why would you want to be in a closed carriage with him?
I'm told that once you and the cash arrive in Havana, my debt to Spain will be repaid.
But the island cannot see us. How is this possible?
Well, Mr. de Groot says that from this position, when viewed from the beach, our hull sits beneath the horizon while our masts are above it.
Yeah, I've heard of that being done.
One in which we exist and don't exist at the same time.
One waits for Mr. de Groot to finish speaking, frowns thoughtfully, and then repeats phonetically what he said to the men.
Very wise decision.
You're concerned about me?
The alliance between your crew and my
Sorry,
people is
I shouldn't get so
critical.
excited. Yes, the alliance.
In that camp, they killed Parker. They killed Lewis. They killed Graves. And they killed Simon.
How is Silver going to get this sorted out?
What is it you're hiding from?
Excuse me?
I know the games. I have played them all. If you ever wish to be in my bed again, that is the last one you will ever play with me.
Yeah, that was kind of an obvious one.
Yes?
Now that is a dressing gown.
What happened?
I need this in my closet. Those sleeves.
Within a matter of hours, the Spanish issue will be closed and we will be free to move forward.
Will it be?
Anne was unharmed.
Max knows something is up.
Yes.
There's no way Anne would just let it go.
For the moment she realized that Jack was not there, that she had been crossed, and that she would likely never see him again, she would attempt to kill anyone she deemed responsible.
Exactly.
8. You could have sent 1,000 men, it would not have deterred her.
You said if I'm in Havana. In your mind, this outcome is still in doubt?
You said Anne is alive, did you not? I would argue, as long as that is true, there is a chance, however remote, that she will frustrate your efforts to send me off to my death.
Expect the world to become what you want it to be, despite all available evidence and experience to the contrary.
Because they're willing to mold the world how they want it to be, instead of just watching it happen.
I beg your pardon. There's no Captain Flint somehow involved in this plot, despite the fact that his ship left the island hours ago. I'm suggesting that simply because the governor decided to put his trust in you, I have no intention of doing this.
That was such great delivery by this actor. Just because the governor decided to put his trust in you. And the problem is that the two of them know the area, and he really should be believing what they're telling him. But because it's two women, he's just like, ugh.
Even if somebody wanted to move against the governor's caravan, they wouldn't know where to find the governor's caravan. Nobody knows who...
I know the route. A boy in my employ saw scouts on the West Trail Road late last night.
And we have nothing to fucking worry about. Ladies.
Yeah, but she just told him some random kid figured it out. Wouldn't other people figure it out?
He's gonna tell his men what happened and we're gonna have a war on our hands.
I understand that. But the answer is not going to be finishing what Dobbs started and murdering that man.
You need to get Maddie.
Then we put a knife in his hands and we let him even the score.
For reasons of passing understanding, Mr. Dobbs still has a number of friends on this crew.
Silver, get Maddie in here now. Thank you.
He's going to say that he spoke impertinently to me. Kofi took offense, and it will not be spoken of again.
Just like that?
Yes.
I mean, that fixes it, I guess, but... Whoa. She is impressive.
You and I have our history, but Flint and I have unfinished business of a far more serious sort.
Then, the men who sell wool decide they prefer not to compete with the men who imported fine cotton, and as the men who sell wool have the ears of the men who make laws, an embargo is enacted to increase profits, and calico disappears.
Aha, Calico Jack reference.
Hard labor at no wages, working at, wait for it, the production of textiles.
Oh. The irony. That was such a knowing look from Jack. Full highwayman. Oh, smart. Take the axle out. Ah, nice shot, Vane. He'll be fine. Oh. Seriously, Rogers?
Go!
You can imagine the restraint it took for me not to let my people loose and doing the hard thing that will lead to the outcome desired by all of us.
This will not happen again.
And how are you going to make sure of that, Silver? I see. Hornigold is out here.
I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Set a course to Interceptor.
Bring us port! Bring us to port!
Oh no, and Silver is not a seaman.
6 more of them have fallen ill. There's now a total of 14 reported cases.
But there is nothing more dangerous than the unfamiliar enemy. If the governor's caravan was attacked, it means someone knew where to find it. It means there is a spy among us.
They're figuring it out awfully quickly.
Where's Vane? The militia arrived before he could get away. We had no choice but to run.
You can't stay behind.
I'll go find Vane.
Billy needs to stay.
If Charles knew we were even contemplating jeopardizing the grander effort to save him, he'd kill us all.
Yeah.
Give me 2 men. I'll go back and address the situation. My parents were agitators. If we are to win this war, that may be exactly what we need.
The gravity of your personal history, urging you to resume petty rivalries and repeat the costliest of your mistakes.
I fear the temptation you're feeling is about to be at its strongest.
So I will tell you the absolute truth about how I'm going to react when faced with the things sitting in that cell in your fort. I honestly don't know.
Oh. I absolutely loved the highway robbery scene. That was so satisfying. I almost wish that they had made it longer, especially the fight between Rogers and Vane. I thought that was great and would have loved a much longer fight sequence. Next episode, we'll probably get a sea battle. I honestly don't know where the money is going to end up because I know what happens with Rogers' ships that he sends to Havana. However, I don't know how it will tie into Black Sails and the whole treasure Jack Rackham thing going on, so that will be very interesting to watch play out. We've got some references here to trying to keep the street in line for Rogers between he and Eleanor, and then also Billy and Flint kind of figuring out how can we mess things up. So I think another emphasis is going to be the ordinary citizens. Who's going to convince them to which side? I'm guessing that Max is going to have a lot to do with that. We really saw great teamwork right here between Max and Eleanor, figuring out that something was wrong, and then who can they persuade to help since the British were just kind of brushing them off. Maddie was so impressive this episode. Her poise, command style, and pointing out that, hey, Silver, get your men in line. Like, if I tell my person something, they do it. You tell your people something and it might happen, it might not, who knows. But she's also not being cruel about it. She's really being more supportive and saying, look, I know you can do better, so let's go there. Let's try. You have my help if you need it. You have my advice if you need it. And I'm so glad that he's starting to see that, because when faced with this impossible situation, you saw the look on his face. He was like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to ask Maddie, because she probably does know. Loved the backstory on Calico Jack. Finally getting, I think it's our first reference to his nickname as a pirate. And it was interesting watching Roger's response, because he was clearly just reading a book. And Jack was talking, and he was like, yeah. And then it started getting interesting, and he was like, you've become more intriguing than my book. I just thought that was a really cute moment. Another fabulous episode.